Delighted to welcome on Europe's premier MMA show, Eurobash and MMAfighting.com. I think it's actually his debut on the Eurobash platform. It is the man. He's actually causing chaos, living quite up to his nickname in the last week. It is Colby Covington. Colby, how are you, my friend? Are you staying safe, first of all, and foremost in Florida?
Absolutely. Never been safer, So I think this quarantine is a good thing for me and the world, and people need to learn to social distance and just visualize and focus and motivate themselves to do better things in life.
Great words, Colby. Great words. You're dead right. It's getting serious, I think, and out of hand at the moment in some countries. So it's definitely people need to be more aware of what they're doing. Colby, obviously there's a lot of stuff going on. You've caused chaos since you popped your head back in on the cancellation of that UFC London card. You were scheduled to fight Tyron Woodley. What was that actually agreed? Were you going to throw down last Saturday with Tyron Woodley?
Oh, 110%. I agree with the UFC. I was ready to go, and Tyron Woodley's a bitch, so it doesn't matter if I'm fighting him on 6 days' notice or if I'm fighting on 1 day's notice. I'm going to beat his ass worse than he is in his rap, because we all know his rap career is absolute bullshit, and it's phony and it's fake, and I was going to expose his fighting career as bad as his rap career.
Okay, we'll get back to Tyron in a moment. I want to ask you about Leon Edwards and the situation there. Tyron came out and said that originally UFC wanted you to go and face Leon Edwards. What was the situation there? Did you turn down that fight originally in London?
Absolutely not. That's the fakest news I've ever heard. First off, let's get the name right. The guy's name is Leon Scott, and nobody knows who he is. I've never heard of him. Second of all, I just came off a world title fight that I won, and I got robbed, and it was a fake fight. It was a fake ref, and thank God for the travel ban in UK, because Mark Goddard needs to keep his fucking bitch ass over in UK, because he sucks at fucking reffing. He should never be allowed to ref another fucking high-level fight ever again. Absolutely pathetic the way he robbed me and was paid off to fucking give Usman to get his hand raised. I beat the shit out of Usman for 24 minutes, and he wanted to fucking save Usman's life so it didn't go to the scorecards, because everybody knows I was winning that fight. And it was a fake stoppage. It was a fake fight. There was fake fouls. He called fouls when they weren't there. I kick him in the liver. He calls a fake nut shot. I didn't even poke him in that eye, and he's faking like he got poked in the eye on that side. And then, so he's calling fouls when they're not there. But then when there's fouls right in front of his face, Usman's hit me in the back of the head towards the end of the fight, and I'm covering, intelligently defending, and then he's just stopping, like, out of nowhere for no reason. I mean, the guy's a piece of shit. I got fucked in my last fight, and I was not scheduled or asked about for any other fight except for a rematch right now. The only reason I was willing to step up this week in America, because I'm America's champ, I'm people's champ, and I wanted to save sports. I wanted to put on a show for the sports world. I wanted to entertain all these people's lives that are stuck in their homes, and I was going to do that by beating the shit out of Tyron Woodley on 6 days' notice.
We'll get back to that in a moment. I want to ask about Leon, right? Leon seems to be kept getting overlooked by the UFC. They keep sort of giving him knockbacks. Do you feel that's a fair assessment, and what do you think of that?
I'm not here to talk about some gatekeeper, some guy that nobody knows about, buddy. We came to talk about America's champ, people's champ, and what my future holds. And, my cards aren't with some guy named Leon Scott. My cards are held with Marty Fake Newsman, my rematch, or a long-standing rivalry and a beef that everybody can get behind. They know me and Woodley have deep-rooted hate for each other. So, I got two guys on my list that I'm going to be fighting in the next month or two, and that's either going to be Marty Fake Newsman or Tyquil Woodley.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that, but I sort of want to get your opinion on, because you're a guy, let's be honest about it, sort of earlier on in your career, you and Dana had your issues. It seems the same way with Leon and him. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. I'm not a journalist, man. I'm not a guy that's in my mom's basement who's pretending to be a journalist when he didn't even get his journalist degree. So all these guys out here that are supposed journalists, where's their schooling? Where's their credentials to show that they're real journalists? Why aren't they writing about real journalist type stuff? They're too busy, eating Cheetos, talking about Comic-Con. So, get these guys. The only thing that's good that's came out of this fucking virus is that all these journalists can shut up, stay in their mom's basement and not go to Comic-Con.
Was that a joy about me?
No, it was just all the other journalists out there. I don't know. Do you go to Comic-Con?
No, not at all. That isn't my scene, Colby, at all.
Okay, then you're not a nerd or a virgin now.
All right, man. You talked about that, obviously, Tyron Woodley, and like he's gone on a profound rant about you again. I listened to his interview with Ariel Helwani on ESPN on Instagram, I think it was, and he literally went to school on you again. He was calling you a bitch, all sorts of profanities. You've really got under his skin at this stage. Is that fair to say that you've really sort of rattled him?
Yeah, I've been under that guy's skin. I was taking that guy's soul and consciousness a couple of years ago in American Top Team, so he's never been able to get over that. And before, he had, when he had the world title a couple of years ago, he had a little bit of power to be able to pick who he could fight. And he was ducking me. He didn't want to fight me because he knew how good I was. We traded at ATT. I'd left him unconscious multiple times. So, now he knows that he might have to fight me, and I'm under his skin because he knows I'm a better fighter and I'm going to embarrass him in front of the world. You saw what I did to Robbie Lawler. I had no camp.
Yeah.
The world's most dangerous man, Robbie Lawler, had no camp. I'll fight that bitch Tyron Woodley anytime, any place. And I don't want to hear any bullshit about Woodley being more American. He hates this country and everything it stands for. You
said that, it seems as though they're leaning down, giving your former best friend Jorge Masvidal that title shot against Kamaru Usman. So it's obviously just Tyron Woodley then in the picture if that fight happens. Is that correct to say?
The thing is that we have to find out how that plays out, because I've been telling people in the media for months what's going to happen with that fight. I said journeyman George Masvidal, a.k.a. the Street Judas, is going to overprice himself out of the fight. He don't want to fight Marty Fake Newsman. He don't want to fight anybody that can wrestle because he can't wrestle. All he can do is get lucky and throw some Hail Mary shots and land some Hail Mary knockouts and get lightning in a bottle and get a little hype on him. That's all George is hype. Let's not forget the man has double-digit losses. He's got almost 15 losses on his record. Let's not forget the guy's a 50-50 fighter in the last 3, 4, 5 years, if you look at his record combined. Let's not forget, the guy hasn't beat anybody relevant in the top 5. The guy's all hype. I mean, this is what's bad about the sport today, is that all you have to do is get 1 or 2 knockouts and you get all the hype on you and people think you're a world beater, but it's not realistic. But going back to my original point is that George is not going to sign this fight. I think, this fight was supposed to be signed a month or 2 ago. They've been dragging this fight out, trying to get this fight signed. And you see George is getting too much issues. He wants the Conor fight, and he thinks he deserves Conor money. He doesn't deserve Conor money, and he's not a Conor-level fighter. So, he needs to get over that. He needs to get out there and either take the ass whooping by Marty and get exposed, which I don't think he's going to show up for, or he needs to sit the fuck back and let the big boys play at the top of the mountain. And that's me against Marty Fake Newsman, round 2.
I believe, right, and I think this is sort of, people sort of maybe have a vendetta against you, and you even mentioned it there, maybe the media, maybe, other fighters. Do you feel that way, that it's sort of coming now into the fight game and things like that people don't want to see or give you the credit you think and feel you deserve because of your political views and your outspoken nature?
Yeah, and that's okay. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. So, if these people, they want to hate on me, they want to love me, at least I'm giving them an emotion. I don't really care if they hate me. If they hate me and they want to see me get knocked out, thank God. Enjoy the show, because I'm never getting knocked out. No one's going to beat me anymore. I'm going to beat everybody when I have a fair playing field, not when I have an incompetent ref who calls fake fouls, calls fake stoppages, and calls a fake fight. That we're not talking about Mark Not So Goodard. We're talking about real fighting and real fights. So, and fair playing field, not corrupt fucking getting paid off to do something. So, all these people, at least I've given them something to hate, man, and make their miserable lives better. All these people that are miserable and want to vent their frustrations on me, about the way I do my business and the way that I try and entertain the people around the world. That's their thoughts and that's their opinion. They're entitled to their own opinion. They're entitled to their own free speech, just like we have in America. And if they want to hate me, so be it. But you're gonna tune in. You're gonna enjoy the show, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing, is delivering the show for the fans, for the people. And I'm back to save sports and save the UFC.
I watched back your fight with Kamaru Usman this morning, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I had it scored 3-1 for you going into that final round. I think Kamaru came out maybe in the 5th round thinking he had to do something to win the fight. Do you feel that way? Have you watched back the fight?
Yeah, I watched it back once or twice. Yeah, he definitely came out in the fifth. He went hard, and my coaches, were telling me they thought that I was up 3-1 too, or 3-1 as well. So, I kind of went into autopilot mode, and I was like, just more trying to. I don't know. I didn't fight how I normally fight, where I just fight till the last second. I fought like the first 4 rounds. I thought I had 3 rounds easily in the bag. I was wobbling him almost every single round. I had him hurt. I was winning the striking exchanges, and the 5th round, I don't know. I slowed down, and that wasn't me. And I fought a really bad fight that 5th round. So basically, what I'm trying to say now is that was my worst night, and that was Marty Fake Newsman's best night. And you saw what happened. My worst night against his best night, and I still should have won the fight. Imagine what happens when I have an average night or a better night or my best night. Marty Fake Newsman won't have a chance against me next time.
Listen, I think I totally agree with you. I think a rematch is definitely inevitable, and like who doesn't want to see it after that first fight? It was insane. I'm just interested to know, what rounds did you score for yourself? I had you 1, 2, and 4. Kamaru Usman for 3. What did you score the rounds?
Yep, those are the exact same rounds I was going to say before you said it. 1, 2, and 4.
Okay, cool. Right,
and 5th, and I was winning the 5th too. If you go back and look at the 5th, I was winning until I slipped on a banana peel and got clipped a little bit. But we go into a fight to kill or be killed now. I signed up to kill or be killed, so I got robbed of that. They didn't let me fight to the death. I signed up to fight to death. This is professional fighting. We're not talking about NBA basketball. We're not talking about LeBron James faking fouls or sitting out of a basketball game because his toe hurts. We're talking about getting locked in a UFC fucking octagon and fighting to the death, because that's what we signed up to do. It's a dangerous fucking sport. Let us be dangerous, and don't fucking stop the fight early or call fake fouls, you fucking coward, Mark Goddard. Stay the fucking UK, you piece of shit.
You clearly obviously don't like Mark Goddard. Is there any possibility you'll ever fight in the octagon with him being a referee again?
There's no possibility I'll ever be in the same room with that fucking bitch ever again. If I see Mark Goddard on the street, I don't know if I'm going to be able to contain myself now. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's going to take so much self-discipline and to really hold myself back from what he robbed me of. It's clear as day that he was paid off, and someone paid him off in the UK to do this. And I have a lot of enemies in the UK with Bisping and Daryl the Doughboy Till. So it's obvious that the UK, they don't like me, and it's obvious the British also hate Americans. They haven't had an opinion since 1776. So there's a reason that he has some hate for me, and he wanted to take that out and rob me. Because all the bad calls he made. So that guy's a piece of shit, and I'll never be in the same room again, let alone a fucking UFC octagon.
I feel, and I'm not like, I feel there's a real, maybe since that fight, and obviously you're very upset and pissed off the way it went, but I feel as though Colby Covington, we're seeing a real aggressive, angry Colby Covington, more so than we've ever seen. Is that a fair enough statement to make of you at the moment, how you're feeling?
I couldn't agree anymore now. Before, I was playing with everybody. This was just a game. It was a joke. I was just putting on a show for people. I was laughing. I wasn't taking it serious. Now, I'm fucking pissed. Now you're going to see fucking pissed off Colby. You're going to see real Colby. You're going to see a guy who has a chip on his shoulder. Before I was playing, I'm fucking serious now. Wait till you see how good I am inside that octagon now that I'm serious.
Is it just based on that fight alone, or is it based on other things that have happened outside it? Is it everything sort of an accumulation of things where you get maybe pissed off with, as you said there, playing with people? Is it growing old in you?
I wouldn't say that part's growing old, because, this is the entertainment show business, yeah. And I want to put on a show for the fans. I want to give them, some light in the darkness. That's exactly what I want to be, is the light in the darkness. Give some people hope. Give someone some inspiration to keep going. But it's a culmination of everything, man. The UFC they haven't utilized me the right way. I put my whole life on the line for this company. I was willing to go to Brazil when I had favelas wanting my head for $50,000. I was willing to go fight on an Indian tribe on 6 days' notice against a guy who had a full camp in Tyrone Woodley. I'm here to fucking make this sport great again. I'm here to move this sport forward and do things never done before in this sport. So, the UFC needs to get me the ball, and I'm going to run for the touchdown. They need to stop treating me like shit. They need to stop fucking putting incompetent refs in there. And it needs to be fair, dude. I know that since I support our president, and I know everybody hates our president and they want to hate on him and say he's such a bad person, they use that, they hold that against me. And that's not fair, man. All I want is a level playing field, especially now with, I don't know if you know what's going on in professional sports in America with the sign stealing with the Houston Astros. I don't know if you've seen how big of a deal that was. The sign stealing with the Houston Astros, the deflate gate with the Patriots, and the stuff that's going on in football. So look, we got baseball and football, the two biggest sports, and everybody's talking about the cheating that's going on. It needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be playing field. What about the UFC? What about me getting robbed? I don't see people calling for that. So, everybody wants to clean, sports, and they want a level playing field. Yeah, so do I. That's all I want is a level playing field. Let me go create my dreams and create my destiny on my own, and there shouldn't be anything else in the way of that. Not some incompetent ref, not some guy, some better in wherever around the world that has all this money on the fight that they needed to go the other way so they can make money. I just want a level playing field. That's all I ask now.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at earlier on. Like, is that the way you felt? Maybe there's a vendetta against you, because of your beliefs and things like that from certain people.
Absolutely. There's no question, man. There's no question that the hottest topic in the world right now is Donald Trump. And it always is. He's the most powerful man in the world. The American president is a person, that's in a powerful position. So, I know a lot of people don't agree with him. In America, there's a silent majority of people that love him, but there's not people that come out publicly and support and show their support for him. So, first and foremost, President Trump is doing a great job in keeping the coronavirus from spreading, and he's keeping America safe, and he's got everything under control. But with that being said, people shouldn't be holding those words against me just because I support someone. I'm not going to come at you if you support somebody in Ireland that I don't like. I'm sure you support a lot of people in Ireland I don't like, but I'm not going to hold that against you. That's your God-given right now to support and have an opinion about whoever you want. I'm not going to hold something against you just because you have a different opinion.
I don't support anyone in Ireland, Colby. I'm an impartial journalist.
I like that. There's not many left by you.
Yeah.
You're
honest,
one of a kind, and I like that. I can appreciate that. That's why I still do interviews with you.
Right, I got to ask you, we'll move it on. Joanna Jedrzejczyk, obviously being, European, she's from Poland. You've had a lot of beef with her. She said before the Usman fight that she hoped Usman beat you. And it's been going back and forth. You're obviously teammates. You've called her washed up this week after her fight against Weili Zhang. She said you must bow to the Queen to apologise. Listen, we've never got actually confirmation to what exactly has happened between you and Joanna. What's gone on there?
Yeah, the confirmation is there was never a problem now. I never said anything about Joanna. I never looked at her wrong, never did anything. One day she came in the gym and she just starts screaming at me when I'm training. Colby, this, that, I hate you. Blah. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's your deal? What's your issue? Like, I know last week she tried to come up to me and flirt with me, and I wasn't giving her the time of day because now, let's be honest, I have standards, and she doesn't fit those standards. She's not a 7.5 or up, and I only mess with 7.5s or up. So she got her feelings a little hurt that Raw American Steel and Twisted Sex Appeal, Colby Covington, didn't want to take her on a date, didn't want to flirt with her and have any interest in her because I'm too busy getting dimes and supermodels to waste my time on some ugly booby woman from Poland or whatever. So, she got her feelings hurt, and I think now she's hooking up with George, and she knows that George is my bottom feeder and he's my sloppy seconds, and he's gonna get served in the octagon soon enough too. So she just wants to come and hate me and make me look like the bad guy. But everybody knows Joanna. She's not a good person, man. She believes in her own hype. She thinks she's better than life. She thinks she's better than people, and no one's better than anybody. I don't care what your title is. I don't care how much money you have. That doesn't mean you're better than anybody. And, I did apologize to her. She asked for an apology, so I gave it. I gave it a week before her fight, and I apologized. I said, Joanna, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to get your face rearranged, and we're all going to make a bunch of money at mybookie.ag. And that's exactly what happened now. I told the people right. We all got rich at mybookie.ag, and Joanna got her face rearranged, and it's still rearranged. I don't know if you saw the picture the other day. That thing's still black and blue, and that thing looks nasty, man. That girl should probably never come back to fighting again.
So obviously that relationship seems untenable at the moment.
Yeah, that relationship will never, she's a drama queen. She ain't a strawweight queen. The only queen she is a drama queen.
So you're not going to bow to the queen and apologize?
Does a king bow to anybody? No, a king does what the fuck he wants. The king will not be bowing to anybody. If anything, the queen will come back and bow to me. And if she's bowing to me and on 2 hands and knees, we know what she's doing down there.
Oh, okay. All right, Colby. We're talking about relationships. Yourself, I was listening to the interview you did with the guys from Submission Radio, good friends of mine, Dennis and Casper. I want to get your thoughts on that. Obviously, you put out a picture after you publicly apologized to Dustin Poirier. What was said in that conversation between yourself and Dustin?
Yeah, I felt bad now. It's the first time in my career where, I had to apologize, and but you know what? First and foremost, I'm a man of my word. And if I make a promise to somebody, and I made a promise to Dan Lambert of American Top Team, we sat down, I told Dustin Poirier, I made a promise. We're not going to talk about each other. We're different weight classes. We're on the same team. Let's keep it civil, man. You go on your side, you train, I train on my side. So, I broke that promise now, and I felt bad because Ariel Helwani was interviewing me, and he caught me off guard. I thought we were just talking about Tyrone Woodley and just talking about Marty Fake Newsman, and then he threw me a curveball with Dustin, and, I was just so caught up in the moment that I wasn't really thinking. I just kept talking, and I feel bad. I really do feel bad, and it really hurts, but, I think that shows another side of me, that, I do have some sympathy, and I do, want to be a person of integrity and a person of character. And, it's never my intention to ever lie or not keep my word. So if I don't keep my word, I wanted to apologize and be the bigger man and, say sorry to Dustin. I wish him the well and the best in his career going forward. And, I'm proud to be an American Top Team fighter, and I'm proud to be managed by Dan Lambert.
Just a couple more. I do appreciate the time as always, Colby. Colby, in your heart of hearts then, what is the fight? Obviously, Usman is there, but we have this long-running beef, as we talked about, with Tyron Woodley. There's Leon Edwards there in the picture as well. What in your heart of hearts? What do you want, and what do you feel is going to be next for you?
I want my rematch with Marty Fake Newsman. That's what the people want. That fight was one of the most exciting fights in the last couple years. So, I want to go back out there and do round 2 and show that I'm new and improved. I'm better than I was then. That was my worst night ever. That was his best night ever. So, and I just want a fair playing field. I just want a fair ref that's going to call it down the center. It's not going to be favoritism because it's obviously favoritism. He called fake fouls for Usman, but then when the fouls were on me, he didn't call those. So that's very biased. And it's very clear if you go watch that fight, rewatch it, that he was a biased ref, an incompetent ref, and he swayed the momentum of the fight. I win that fight 100 times out of 100 if he doesn't break the action for a fake nut shot. I win that fight 100 times out of 100 if he doesn't shift my momentum. I'm winning that fight if he doesn't do a fake stop when I stand right up and I'm completely coherent and intelligently defending myself. So that's all I want now. I just want what I deserve and what I earned. And I earned that fight with Marty Fake Newsman. Round 2's coming. He's not going to go anywhere.
Do you think that's next,
George
though?
is not going to accept that fight. What?
Do you think that's next, though?
I do think that's next.
Okay.
If it's not, then it's for the people. I'm doing something for the people, and I want to put on a show for the people. As the people's champ, I will fight Tyrone Woodley, and I'll embarrass him. I'll in front of the whole world. I'll send him back to, his pathetic acting career, his pathetic B-list rapper career that he's trying to go, and we'll never have to hear from Tyrone Woodley again. Then I'll get my hands back on Marty Fake Newsman. But I'm not taking my eyes off the prize and the goal and the main goal and what I'm here for, and that's the world title. And Marty Fake Newsman is in my way of it.
I got to ask you: is ATT still open at the moment? The facility for you to train? Yeah,
ATT. I got to give a huge thank you to Dan Lambert for keeping the cool during this chaotic time. And the pros are still allowed to go to American Top Team and do their training and training camps and get ready for fights, but average civilians like off the streets, no, the regular classes aren't going. It's just for the pros right now. And so it's amazing, we can stay in shape, and that's why I stayed in shape. And I was in shape ready to fight this weekend against Woodley because, Dan Lambert and the doors he has in the American Top Team, he has a great team, great coaches, and we have a great thing going over there. That's why we're the best gym in the world. No, there's not even a close second to us right now.
And have you made, right, obviously things are going to get worse, Colby. Have you made contingency plans for, training? What are you going to do if, the gym gets closed down by the government and things like that? Is there, have you got a contingency plan at home to train, to get guys in, to spar, to do whatever you need to do?
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, the best fighters and the best athletes, are visualizers. And when you can do something at home without a coach yelling at you to do something, when you can really push your body and your mind to the limit without having a coach to come in and scream at you, that's when you're going to make the most gains, and you're going to improve, and you're going to evolve more than you've ever thought you could evolve. So, I still have plenty of things I can do. I can shadow box with weights. I can run. I can use, barbells. I can do this. I can do that. I can wrestle with guys. I can bring guys over to my house. I have mat in my house, and I can just train jiu-jitsu. So, you will see improvements during this time when you would think no one's going to be improving. And you haven't seen the best Colby Chaos Covington yet. I promise you that. Colby Chaos Covington 2.0 is coming to you very soon. Hopefully in the next month when we get this coronavirus bullshit canceled out. But in the meantime, to the world, wash your hands, man. Wash your nuts. Wash your cracks. And just let's be sanitary, guys. Let's think about the world. Don't just think about yourself. Think about the world. Don't be selfish. Be selfless.
I was going to say that, did you have a message for people? But that's obviously the message, because in fairness, you have been getting a lot more fan support in recent months. And I think that was very noticeable at UFC 245 when the Colby chant started ringing up in the 4th and 5th round. So that's obviously your message to the people. Listen, Colby, man, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm really looking forward to seeing you get back in there again soon. And I do appreciate the time. And you stay safe and look after yourself. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it now. Have a good day. Thanks, man.